But let us get going into the Dagger of Amon Ra, which is actually a voiced game, so I can't remember if I can do both. Boop boop beep doop. I love the style of these games. Right, we'll see the introduction. Because we have not played this before. I've seen it played, I've never actually played it myself. I feel like I must have printed stuff out on print shop using this exact font. Yeah, this one is very, like, Art Deco inspired, for sure. Uh-oh. Look at that sneaky posture. Uh-oh. Ooh, voice and text. That's convenient. Yeah, they'll never find him literally across the room in an unlocked chest. I was gonna say, I think you're a terrible hitman. Oh, also I do want to say, there is a horrible stereotype. We're gonna deal with them as little as possible. Because apparently even into the 90s and early 2000s, the, like, that one hokey Chinese slash Asian accent was like, or West Asian accent is just the peak of comedy. Is Rudy? It seems like Rudy. What is that mustache on the left? This guy's a jerk. Of course. So Carter's a jerk. Let's just say that right at the top. We also get to watch them. That is a deep voice. Goodness. Also, there's kind of like the first game. There's no actual point system in this. And he went white quickly. I don't think he was white haired in the first game. Oh, it's New York. It's not. San Fran. Sorry, it's New York. I think this guy's daddy is apparently rich. It's just going to continue to pour money on us. If she's not getting on the train, she's just walking away. Apparently her car is somewhere else. I don't know if it would play this intro if we had just told it to start, you know? Roberta did creative consulting on this, apparently. So there are, like, I think several endings depending on how we do. Rude. I don't think there are enough names in that title. I feel like this might be another one of the we just grab people from the office kind of games. Oh, totally. You know, Scott Murphy's in here, Jane Jensen, Richard Ronson, Josh Mandel. So this is another one of the here's here's just everyone. You know, just grab someone from the office. Here, do this voice. His voice changed. Yep. I feel like she was. I feel like Irmgard was in on that entire thing. Well, we're I mean, I can think of a thing that can stop you now, but employee of the month is that skeleton. Hindenburg building. I totally forgot like what John Bo did in the first game. Does not look that short. The hell was that cut in? Hell. Alright. I think we're still in the 20s, maybe the 30s? Laura Bow, a nose for news. I think there are fewer acts this time, but they probably take longer. Now there are 6, including the ending. I really like the last name Baines for some reason. Okay, I think we can finally start actually playing the game. Is me or is this game really loud? Annoying. Not that much, but turn the volume down a bit. We can't do just text or just speech, but I'd rather have both, so. Also, I'm guessing it's the um I'll fly. I think there's a hiss to all the lines that drives me crazy. Like they didn't use a pop filter, or maybe it was just the compression. Yeah, low fat. Also, the name low fat. Or Daily Registered News Tribune. Cool. So now if we want to research any of these things, we can actually look at our notebook this time. Oh, if I want to get there we go. Get out of it. So there's a lot of place it in our purse. Okay. Alright. And again, following a walkthrough. What was the difference? Okay, we have to dress appropriately. So we probably won't be in this outfit for the whole game. Then you need more people. No retribution, good lord. Alright. Okay, that's all the messages. Let's get our first save here now that we've done some basic stuff. Oh, that's what we leave. Cool, we actually have... Oh, also, let me lock the mouse in this window so it doesn't get lost. Unless I need to. We're gonna save again. I don't know how I feel about some of the graphics, like I guess marble just looks like weird artifacting. Some of it's good and some of it's not. Well, how doesn't read these? If you don't look both ways, you'll be dead in no time flat. So yes, every time. Cool. Okay. Now that we have actually looked both ways, you actually have to look both ways anytime you need to cross the street. Alright. Okay. Sorry to interrupt your sleep. But at least now you don't have apnea bothering you. Oh, there's that one door opening sound that they use. Oh, so we can question with the question mark speech bubble, and then I think this is just normal talk. We have look and touch. No taste, no smell icons. Oh, sorry, I skipped a line there. Okay, well, he is not going to help us in any way. Nope. Like the drunk left, but he left us a present. Ooh, coupons. Alright, the reason I don't usually uh lock the mouse into ScumVM is because I'm usually cool. Okay. I'm gonna cross the street again. Literally every time we need to cross the street, you have to look both ways. Literally every time. Oh. Every 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 accent is so stereotypical. Good lord. Anyway, let's get a sandwich. Okay, we have a... Alright, well, let's see if we can get some information. But cool. Okay. We can go back. Alright, well, probably some lunch for nice reporters. It's every accent. Alright, so now I'm going to try and get some information out of him. So, of course. Oh, sorry. It's telling me, like, walkthrough's telling me to ask about a speakeasy, but I haven't encountered, I don't think, anything about a speakeasy, so it's like, wait. Oh, I forgot to question root. That explains it. Okay, well. Alright, hold on. I'll be back because I forgot the thing I actually need to ask you. And also, I'm going to crank the speed here. At least for now. If I need to lower it later, then I will. Okay, cool. Literally, it's every time you need to cross a street. Also, apparently no doors close. Hey, Decap Jedi, thank you. Just getting started on this. Perfect emote. Matt, thank you for that follow. Sound is off for the game? It shouldn't be. I'm hearing it. That's weird. Hmm. Maybe it... I had that down just because it seemed like it was loud to me. Like, the voices are... Like, the voices are super loud. I feel like I'm competing with the voices. That's bizarre. Hmm. Strange. Okay. There it is.
What should I know about Archibald Carrington?
Carrington hasn't been in the States long. He's from
Okay.
England, but somehow he doesn't quite come off on the level. Call me stupid, but I just think the guy should be more concerned about museum property vanishing. His first month on the job, too.
Alright, sorry about that, y'all. I did not realize. Thanks for letting me know, or else I would have gone through this whole thing.
Have you dealt with Detective O'Reilly?
I know he's assigned to the case. I didn't get anything out of him. Maybe you'll have better luck being a lady and all.
Alright.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Rhubarb.
What's to tell? I'm a reporter for this paper, probably since before you were born.
But I want to know about the real Crodfaller tea, Rhubarb.
You mean there's another Crodfaller tea, Rhubarb? No two sets of parents could be that cruel.
That's okay, Mr. Crodfaller. You don't have to tell me about yourself if you don't want to.
Rube.
Who are you calling a... Oh, Rube's your nickname, isn't it? Sorry, I forgot.
Alright, we got so many things to ask about.
Tell me about low fat.
The old laundry guy? What's to tell?
Right? Thanks, I guess.
Have you heard the name John Bow?
Don't think so. He a relative of yours?
He's my father.
Oh, Sam's friend. Never met him, I'm afraid.
Right. Not a lot there. I think this is the thing I need to ask about, really.
What can you tell me about low fats?
It's a place to take your laundry. That's about it, as far as I know.
Alright, thanks. For helpful. the NYDR&T.
Is there anything I should
Ignorance.
know about working here at the New York Daily Register News Tribune?
I want to see
Well, first of all, we call it the
a
Trib.
copy of
No
the
need to
paper
use the
with
whole
that
name.
entire
I
name
don't think
across
anyone
it.
in New York even remembers the whole shebang. Second, don't worry about Sam. He's gruff and loud, but he's really a cream puff. Don't let him push you around. Lastly, don't get too attached to any one assignment. You never know when it'll be yanked away from you and given to some less experienced reporter with no qualifications except an in with the boss.
Sorry.
Sorry. Didn't mean to get peevish.
Alright,
Anything I should know about the police station?
Well, it's usually a good source of information. It's standard procedure to check there at some point in any investigation. Sometimes they just blow smoke at you, hand you the commissioner's party line. But once in a while they'll give you something you can actually use.
okay.
What can you tell me about low fats?
It's a place to take your laundry. That's
Alright, not helpful.
Give me the lowdown on the 12th Street docks.
lowdown. You've been reading too much pulp fiction. The docks are the docks. Keep away from them unless you have business there.
Also, Karashalash, welcome in. If I got that wrong, I apologize.
Is there anything I should know about the Dagger Museum?
Yeah, I went down there. I did get that far in the investigation, at least. I met the museum's president, a stodgy old croaker named Archibald Carrington III. Cagey guy, didn't seem overly concerned about the dagger. You might see if you can get a little bit
The
more
correct
out of it.
pronunciation is what your heart tells you.
I also spoke with a Pippin Carter. Nasty little squirt. He acts like the world owes him a living. Apparently, he's the one who's originally discovered the dagger in Egypt, along with some of the other junk in the exhibit. Now, he was hot about the dagger. Took the whole thing like it was a personal stab at him. No pun intended.
Flower shop?
Now, what's the scoop on the flower shop?
You mean the speakeasy?
Oh,
The flower shop's just a
got it.
cover. Look for a fella there named of Ziggy. He knows a lot and tends to talk too much.
Got it. Okay. I changed the speakeasy. Cool.
What is this?
I'm not sure. Hand it to me and I'll take a closer look at it.
Oh, I have to actually hand them a thing.
I found this baseball in the trash. What should I do with it?
Keep it, I guess, or give it away. The sports writer who sat at your desk only had about 50 souvenir baseballs.
Sorry about that. Needed to sneeze. Sneeze in your ears. 1926 burglary in Egyptology.
I have a feeling 1926
Okay, this is like a
going
year
to be
later
a
then,
great
after the
year,
first game.
don't you?
Yeah? You ever try writing obituaries for a living? Hardly a jolly way to spend the year.
This is quite the emote. Alright. Now that we know the flower shop is a speakeasy,
They're in.
we can make sure to look both ways. I don't have anything to give them, so that's about the speakeasy.
What can you tell me about the speakeasy?
Now I don't know anything about a speakeasy, not in this town. We run a clean city here. But there are some nice places where a lady like yourself can sit and relax and enjoy a bit of the high life, if you know what I'm saying. Course, some of these places are restricted, don't you know? So you have to be giving them the right signs so they know you're okay.
I don't know any speakeasies,
But just
but
mention it Charleston, and you're in like Flynn. You got that now?
I think so. Thank you kindly, Sergeant.
Don't mention it. And I mean it now. Don't you go mentioning it. Not to anyone.
I don't know of any speakeasies. But here's how you get in the speakeasy.
You knock politely. You hear the muffled response. Come in.
Sure and begorra, I'm Detective O'Reilly.
Every
What would
every
you
cop
be
is Irish,
wanting then,
apparently.
lass?
I'm Laura Bowe from the New York Daily Register News Tribune. I'm looking into the burglary at the Dagger Museum, and I understand you're handling the case. Would it be possible for me to look at your report?
You can't be a reporter, lass. You're a girl. The Trib only
Maximum
hires
Irish,
men.
right?
I am a reporter, sir, and you can check with my editor, Sam Augustini, if you don't believe me.
I thought that Crodfeather guy was going to be writing the robbery article.
I like how this cop has
Crodfather
just
was
framed
assigned to
every
it,
gun
but the story
that
is
he's
mine
used on
now.
the service.
Can I see that
Good
report,
Lord.
please?
It's very technical, lass. I don't think you'll be learning much from it.
Thank you for your concern, Detective, but I'd like to be the judge of that.
You're a determined girl. I'll say that much for you. Have a look then.
The file on the Leyendecker Museum burglary is nothing
Dude
more than a
absolutely
single
loves his guns.
handwritten page. It mentions only one stolen object, the Dagger of Amon Ra. The burglar or burglars left no fingerprints or other clues. Their method of access to the museum is unknown. In summary, the police are baffled about the burglary at the museum at this point. Some parts of the report seem vague. The report is signed by Detective Ryan Hanrahan O'Reilly. There's only one page to this report. Where's the rest of it?
That's all of it right now.
It's rather vague, isn't it?
Good police work takes time, and I'm a very busy man. I haven't had time to follow up on the burglary. So what if a museum loses a knife? There are people being murdered left and right in this city, dropping like flies. Cars are being stolen, booze is being smuggled into speakeasies.
And the police are telling us how to get into.
Pedestrians are being mugged, firebugs are burning down half the city, they're running out of grapes at the corner market, and I've got a headache.
What was the second
And
to
you
last
know
one?
who gets to investigate all the crimes in this district? Me. So I don't need any nosy reporters hanging around telling me my reports are vague, girly.
Well, excuse me.
Dude also wants grapes, right?
Talk to the desk sergeant if you have any more questions. I haven't got time for you right now.
Alright, well, that was not entirely helpful, but...
Greetings, madam. I can motivate you to your destination if you can prove that you're a reporter or if you have American currency.
That voice. Good lord. Hey, look, a
To
press
what
pass.
location would you like to be motivated, madam?
Okay.
Be careful of the sticky spot on that seat. I'm always taking that 6-year-old Asimov kid over to his parents' candy store
He's
in
gonna
Brooklyn.
motivate you right back, right?
He likes to read science fiction pulps and lick lollipops in the back seat. Intelligent kid, but kind of messy. Thanks for traveling with us, madam. Have a pleasant day.
Yep. Yep, that's kind of what I was talking about.
So what's your name, little boy?
Biff!
My, what a nice name. What's your name, little boy?
None of your beeswax.
You're quite the impertinent little boy, aren't you?
Yeah, well, my folks told me not to talk to strangers.
Oh, they did the
His
thing.
name's Paul Untermeyer.
Yeah, but we call him Stinky because his initials are P.U.
I kind of hate this thing that they would do, where they just pitch a voice up and call it good.
It's a nice day, isn't it?
I don't know.
Well, there's not a cloud in the sky and the sun is shining.
There are clouds right
I guess.
here.
Makes the ants light quicker, that's for sure.
Alright, so they probably have a magnifying glass, judging by that comment. Oh, for sure, yeah. Hey, like King's Quest 5, like the ant, the mouse, the bee.
This nifty baseball wouldn't be of any use to you, would it?
I don't know. Let's see it. Not bad. I'm not sure about this Bob Roos signature, but it's not a bad imitation. Stitching integrity is about 89%. Want to trade?
That's
Bob
just
Ruth.
what I was thinking. I could use that magnifying glass you boys are using.
Hey, Scram, we're using this glass.
Have we got a deal?
Okay, why not? Here you go.
Hey, what a jip. Now how are we gonna moidalize these ants?
Ease up, Stinky. We're almost out of ants anyway. Then we'll go to Old Man Meadow's place and bust up his windows.
Alright, these guys
Yeah!
are just jerks.
Thanks, lady. Pleasure doing business, witches.
Thank you, young man. You pick it up and place it in your purse. magnifying glass slightly scratched but still in good condition.
Okay, well.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
I was just wondering, do you work here?
Yes, ticket, please.
Pardon?
Ticket, please. You here to pick up? Yes?
Oh, no,
For sure.
I'm
Also,
sorry.
hello,
I was
Chamas
just
boy.
looking around.
Okay, look all you want. Looking is free. Laundry not so.
I mean, you then immediately go into this stereotype. There's a lot of stereotyping in this game. It's bad.
Ever been to the Decker Museum?
Of course. Low fat, big contributor to museum. $2 every year. Some customer also work at museum. Wolf Heimlich, security guard. Very important.
Anybody else from the museum ever come here?
Yeah, this is not an okay game on the
Yes,
stereotypes.
yes, let me think. Woman doctor, Greek name. Olympia something. McGillicuddy.
Like, I was kind of pulling my collar and then to play
yes,
Hugo
that's
3
it.
because of the,
Olympia Miklos.
half the game, but
Not
not
know
much better.
what she
This
do
is
at
not much better.
museum, but she worked there. She and Mr. Heimlich sometime come in together.
Have you been there
it's wild that,
recently?
like, this kind of
Not been there
stereotype
in,
still persisted, even into the
must
early
be
2000s.
almost
At
a
one point,
year.
we played
Whoa, time to send
Tony
in
Hawk's
another
American
$2.
Wasteland, and there is
Besides Mr. Heimlich
literally a
and
character
Dr.
who only exists to
Miklos,
teach you how to,
are any of
hit
your
Y
other
to press to do a
customers
special
museum
move
employees?
or whatever.
Not
And
think so.
that's not why.
Oh, wait.
But like how a special
How
works,
could I
and it's like
forget?
like
Yvette
exactly this, but
Delacroix.
dressed like
Very
shitty.
lovely lady. She work at museum.
Okay, well, this gave us much more people. Curious about.
Tell me about Wolf Heimlich. What's so funny?
Nothing. Wolfie funny. Funny man. Take himself very seriously. Stand up straight. Act like soldier.
What else can you tell me about him?
Occasional bloodstain. Never sweat. Very tidy. Only see him once in a while.
Alright. I think that really the thing we have to ask about the most is the museum, so we're just gonna call that good and leave, because good lord.
There are no... Crossing the... There are no cars...
Oh, across the street is a flower shop. Hey, drink Moxie.
Drink Moxie. It's good for you.
Was Moxie more national in the 80s and 90s than it was? It is now, because it's very regional now.
We're closed. No deliveries. Secret word.
Charleston. Oh, it's in miscellaneous.
The password is Charleston.
Well, why didn't
You
you
remember
say
getting Moxie at a
so? Come on
specialty
in.
store in LA as a kid? Got it. Because here in Maine it's still kind of a big deal. Like, we literally have a Moxie festival every year. I don't know if they're still running because of the pandemic, but... Alright.
Are you Ziggy?
Who sent ya?
It's kind of old. It's also kind of regional.
Godfather? He's an old pal of mine. What you wanna know?
Of course, we have to have, like, the Peter Lorre voice.
Do you know anything about Egyptology?
The only Egyptian I know is an accountant named Ramses Najir, something like that. He bugs me sometimes by asking me riddles. I can never figure them out.
Alright, I like how I didn't even caption that whole
What
thing.
kind of riddles?
Well, today Ramses came in and asked me a two-part riddle. What's the room you leave without entering? And what's the room you enter without leaving? As usual, I told him I didn't give a hoot about his silly questions, so he left.
Wait, is that a little riddle? Okay. Now we've got Ramses Ajir.
That's the accountant from the museum. Spooky hi-hat kind of guy.
So... ask about the museum.
I heard somebody heisted that Egyptian peak secret from the museum. Rumor on the street is that it was an inside job.
Oh, I can't save in here? Interesting.
Hiya, dollface. Looking for a good time? It's your loss, Toots. I'll be right here if you change your mind.
Yes, it's made Bob for Face West 4. It has very much the same voice. I couldn't leave without saying hi to Jane Jensen. Although apparently now I can't leave. Come on. The arrow flag didn't work. Okay. Well. Talk to Rocco again, have him yell at us.
Greetings, madam.
Alright, it's the same line.
To what?
Okay. Let's explore the docks.
Thanks for traveling with us, madam. Have a pleasant day. Hi.
I know that wasn't supposed to be funny, but just see.
Good morning, miss.
See this.
I'm Steve Dorian.
And this will pop up.
I'm
Jessica.
Laura Bow.
Hi. All right, let's ask Steve about some things.
Boy, do I remember that guy. He supervised the unloading of the Egyptian crates from the ship. It was a bunch of stuff for the museum, and he was real protective about it.
Yeah, they really like drop the voice on either someone has a really low voice or they crank that bitch down on Steve.
Mr. Carrington came in on the Andrea Doria. I remember because he had the heaviest steamer trunk I've ever lifted. And it smelled funny, too. Gave me a big tip. Then that rich lady picked him up in a taxi. He called her the Countess Waldorf Carlton.
Also, at the beginning, it didn't look like a steamer trunk. It looked like a literal crate. Okay.
That's where Mr. Carter's Egyptian crates were going. Nice place. Ever been there?
Steve Doran is Steve
Actually,
Doran.
I'm attending a
that's
fundraising
true.
party there tonight.
Sounds like a formal party. What will it cost to get in?
I don't know. I'm covering it for the newspaper, so I get in free.
I thought the museum was closed today.
It is, but the party isn't till 7 o'clock tonight.
Sounds like fun. Enjoy yourself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to work.
Alright, bye, Steve. That was certainly something.
My goodness, has this taxi ever been cleaned?
I cleaned it out 2 years ago. You got a problem with that? Yeah, I'll take yous for a ride if you got the dough or if you can prove yous as a reporter. Okay, Toots, where can I take yous?
Okay.
There's garbage. Since garbage holds a... Since garbage...
Oh, well. It was too high. Dang it. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to redo some stuff, so be right back. I need the restroom. Alright, I'm back, and I guess I'm gonna have to redo yesterday's video, because it also had no audio. So, whoops. Alright, so yeah, we'll get through all this. No, cannot crank the speed any higher.
We're... See...
The path...
Well...
Are you...
Crodfather?
Have you
You mean The Sun Also Rises, his novel of post-war disillusion?
All the music, all the sounds.
Ernie and me go way back. He ran that book by me before it ever got published, and I told him it's a real corker.
Yeah, I think by the time you came in, it would have also been, like, super late, so... Okay. What am I asking Ziggy about here? No, just really about Egyptology, so maybe I need to...
Do you know it?
The only Egyptian I know is an accountant named Ramses... Najir, something like that. He bugs me sometimes by asking me riddles. I can never figure him out.
What kind of riddles?
Well, today Ramses came in and asked me a two-part riddle. What's the room you'll leave without entering? And What's the room you enter without leaving? As usual, I told him I didn't give a hoot about his silly questions, so he left.
Okay. Fine. Okay, from here it was the docks, right? Yeah. And it's just knowing that there's just like no
Greetings,
sound on that
madam.
one. It's like,
I
I'll
can
just have to redo
motivate
it.
you to your destination if you can prove that you're a reporter or if you have American currency.
Okay.
To what location? Have you heard about that transatlantic radio telephone conversation between New York and London? Imagine hearing someone's voice from that distance. Modern technology, oh, it just amazes me. Thanks for
Alright, Rocco.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning, miss.
I'm
Skip through this. In here.
Boy, do I remember that guy.
Carrington.
Mr. Carrington came in on the Andrea Doria.
And then the name itself.
That's where Mr. Sounds.
I don't.
I thought.
It.
Sounds.
In case I screw this up. Let's have a save.
My goodness.
I cleaned it up. Yeah, I'll...
Crank the speed.
It feels. You pick it up. An old laundry claim ticket from Low Fat's Chinese Laundry.
The hell of a, like, Hail Mary we're going for here, by the way.
Okay, good.
This claim ticket 2 years old today. You very lucky woman. Almost give this clothes away. It'll be ready Tuesday. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Ancient Chinese joke.
That doesn't even make sense.
Actually, this isn't mine at all. I found this claim ticket just a little while ago.
Too honest, Laura.
I'd feel badly if somebody would have come back for this.
You worry for nothing. Nobody come in for 2-year-old laundry.
Or say, keep it for 2 years.
Lady who owned this dress probably dead by now. Ha ha ha.
You're a strange man, Mr. Fat, but I kinda like you.
I disagree. Anyway, well, we found like one changing room we can go to, so we're gonna go there, which... in the speak... Oh, there we go. But once more...
There are no...
Make sure we look both ways.
We're closed. Secret.
Andrews every time? Okay.
The password?
Well, why didn't you say so? Come on in.
I want to marry an archaeologist and keep his artifacts warm.
Alright.
Hiya, Dolph. It's your loss, Toots.
You're doing this right.
Nice body. But where did you get those clothes? Salvation Army?
The partition is bolted to the floor so you can't move it. You've
projects
also
I've made
decided to leave your old clothes here, just in case some poor unfortunate should come along who needs them more than you do.
Look at the IMDb, it doesn't specifically say... Oh, it could be Brian Hughes, the bouncer. That would make sense. Let's say, it doesn't specifically say doorman, but it could be the bouncer. Brian Hughes...
I have a cramp in my leg. Could you massage it for me, honey?
I don't know.
Oh, yes. Touch me again.
I like game over by doing this
Oh.
too much.
You have a sexy voice, Toots. But I don't know what you're talking about. I have a cramp. Oh, oh,
I don't
oh,
think so.
oh.
It just says that. Bye. Also, why they come with the purse? Just out of curiosity. Alright, that's Act 1. Oh, we're still in the filthy cab, too. Thanks, Bob. And now we go to Act 2. Suspects on parade.
Your perky demeanor and thorough technique are making you a first-class detective.
Alright, guess we're doing alright. Also, it's evening now. Makes the entire game darker. Oh, I like that our purse shape has changed. Now that we have a different purse.
This affair is by invitation only, Fräulein. Your papers, please.
It's nighttime, so it's making everything darker, including the item bar.
Danke, Fräulein. I'll return this pass when you're leaving. Enjoy yourselves this evening.
Oh, it's 7 o'clock. There's a giant King Tut head. For reasons.
There I was, standing on the hillside above the excavation in the Valley of the Kings, with the faithful Mahmoud describing the dance of the Seven Veils to me in great detail, when a shout arose up from the workers below us.
The eavesdrop
Sensing an
pose is so
important
great.
discovery at hand, since I have a sixth sense about these things, I scurried downhill to see that a step had been uncovered in the sand.
Enhancing eavesdropping.
It turned out to be the entrance to the Temple of Amon Ra. I took the trowel from the Boscafir and cleared the sand away from the rest of the steps myself, revealing the entrance to the temple. The seal of the necropolis was intact on the door seal, indicating that the temple had not been disturbed. I knew that fate had brought me to the discovery I had been seeking for so long. Tireless after my exertion in clearing the staircase, I used a sledgehammer to break through the sealed doorway. Within lay the greatest accomplishment of my considerable career. Hidden within the darkness, untouched for thousands of years in the isolated temple, lay the magnificent Dagger of Amon Ra, the greatest discovery of modern archaeology.
Good show.
Magnifique. Very impressive, Dr. Carter.
So, that's when you heisted it, right?
I think he's here.
No, I didn't heist it, you annoying little man. I took it out of the temple and showed it to the workers, who immediately fell upon their faces, all 350 of them, to show respect for my accomplishment.
That's hard to believe, Dr. Carter. Egyptian workers have proudly worked the archaeological digs for many years. I would not think they'd exaggerate their respect for you to such an extent.
But then you weren't there, were you, Mr. Nagier?
Well, no, that's true.
And when was the last time you were in Egypt, Mr. Nagier? You seem to have lost some of your accent.
Well, it has been several years.
I thought as much.
Your discovery really was quite a remarkable achievement,
I gotta
Dr. Carter.
emphasize the list in
Was
the text.
remarkable, Dr. Carrington. You mean, it is a remarkable achievement. There has never been anything like it before.
Quite so. Correction noted, Doctor.
Why is the one in the middle
If you will all
facing
be excusing
out?
me, I see a man I need to speak to.
Certainly, Miss Delacroix. Certainly.
Alright, apologies. Saves us up to hear that again. Also, it was put in the chat a little bit ago. We are raising money for Extra Life from the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital in Portland, Maine. Trying to get $100 this month. We're at 20 so far. Goal for that is $1,380. $1,500 is my new hope for the end of the year. $1,500. We'll play We're Back, a dinosaur story on Super Nintendo if we can hit that. Carter. It's Bruce Balfour. Yeah, it's also Ziggy, which is wildly different voices.
Boy, did he bet. She's some dish, ain't she?
Yes, those French women really have something. I don't think my wife would ever have done it in a mummy case.
In my vast experience of women from different lands, I tend to agree with you, Mr. Nagier. I balked when a certain French woman suggested we have a deep conversation on the back of a dinosaur, but I was pleasantly surprised by the results.
Yes, Miss Delacroix is certainly the cat's pajamas, as the Americans would say.
Yeah, we does come up with some good sayings, don't we?
Quite.
Good Lord, I hadn't realized a woman was present. Please excuse us, Miss Bow.
Oh, I wasn't actually listening to you gentlemen, Dr. Carrington.
I wasn't listening, really.
I just happened to be standing here. Excuse me.
Ah, shoot. Actually, shouldn't have done that yet. That's a question, everyone, but I don't know about what.
I know everything's not what it looks to be, but then what is? Same with all these mocky mucks.
Yeah, sitting here in enhanced eavesdropping mode, just being innocent.
Deceiving. Me? Do I look like the brother of a famous Broadway producer? No, but I am.
Battle down, Sick.
With a little work, I can turn the Lion Decker into a world-class museum. But that can wait a few months until they decide to make me the president. Dr. Carrington will have to find other employment, of course, but I'm sure some lesser museum would be happy to have him on their staff.
The Lion Decker is a beautiful museum, Miss Bow, but I do not approve of the despoiling of my ancestors' tombs, much less the wanton display of their bodies and their personal effects.
Yeah, I agree. It's weird.
The Lion Decker is simply fantastic, Miss Bow. This is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Okay. We'll skip through it this time. Also, let's get a class.
You pick it up and place it in your purse. A crystal water receptacle.
Stole a glass. Thank you, Russell, for that $10. Appreciate it. Update the title room. It's up to 70 to go. Okay. So we have a glass now. We'll redo that eavesdrop.
Boy, did he bet. She's some dish, ain't she?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, quite.
Good. Oh.
There are times where I wish I had arrow key. Oh, I do? Oh, weird. I actually have arrow key control. Fine. I apparently can't get behind these guys, so they don't matter.
Ryan, I'm having the hardest of times keeping my hands off you.
Not here, Yvette. There's too many people.
They are not important. You are the most powerful man here, my Ryan.
What about that Carrington guy? He's president of this museum.
They're not suspicious enough, right?
The doctor, he is old and weak. You are the young one and strong.
And what would you be wanting, Miss Bow?
Oh, well, I thought I heard you call my name.
You must have been hearing things. I didn't even mention your name.
Oh, sorry. I've got to be going now. Excuse me.
She's very bad at eavesdropping. These folks, no? This is just... I'll have to do this then.
And what were you doing when that fancy dagger was being stolen then?
Let me see. I was sleeping in my hotel room.
Whatever this is, I went for the full dolly.
You don't sound too sure about that.
I haven't been sleeping too well since I arrived in this country. I'm tired, so I'm not thinking too well.
You're not sleeping well. Would you be having a guilty conscience then?
I do not understand your meaning, Mr. O'Reilly. Perhaps it is the English. It is such a curious language, not as clear as the Egyptian.
Well, you say the dagger is what brought you to this country. If I were in your position, I'd be
there
tempted
it is.
to steal it.
Steal what has already been stolen? The Dagger of Amon Ra belongs to the Egyptian people, Mr. O'Reilly, not to Dr. Carter, not to this museum, and not to this country.
I'd be watching what you're saying, Dr. Smith. You're digging your hole deeper with every word.
Rude.
Amon Ra will seek his own vengeance on those who have removed his dagger from Egypt. Amon Ra does not require my help.
You say you were sleeping when it was stolen. Were you alone?
That, sir, is none of your business.
Ah, that's where you're wrong, Dr. Smith. It is my business as long as you're a suspect in the burglary.
A suspect? Do you Americans have no shame? I'm here to gain the return of the dagger by legal means. Ask Dr. Carrington.
I have talked to Dr. Carrington, and I know he told you no dice.
The matter is not settled until the last camel drinks from the water of the oasis.
What?
What's that? Some kind of Egyptian double talk?
Excuse me, sir, but I see a turkey leg on the buffet table that requires my attention.
Okay. So we can try to question everyone.
This could be a fine museum if the management
This game,
return
for sure.
stolen
This
Egyptian
game.
artifacts to their proper home.
It'll get more interesting, I'm sure, when we get to the actual, like, murders
The
and
Lion
such.
Decker is my home now. I never want to leave it. Its musty hallways and creeping shadows are in my very blood.
Oh, you must be Countess
Can you
WC.
imagine spending an entire lifetime drifting through the land of the dead? That opportunity is mine, and I treasure it.
The happy partygoers just ignore you entirely, considering themselves high above your social standing. Since you're not a recognized member of the in crowd,
You might as well be a ghost as far as they're concerned.
Well, fine. Bye. There we go. Oh, people to eavesdrop on. There we go.
If you want to know my theory about it, I think it was stolen by an Egyptian. No offense to your people, Mr. Nagier, but I think there is a secret sect of Egyptian sun worshippers who have sent an envoy here to steal the dagger.
That's very specific.
Countess, I hardly think
no, this
that's
is Countess
likely.
Okay.
Secret sects like you're describing haven't existed in hundreds of years.
Oh, really? And what makes you such an authority on secret sects, Mr. Nagier?
Well, I am only expressing my opinion, madam. I'm certainly not an expert on the subject.
Quite so. I think my theory is as good as anyone's, darling, and I heard it from a reliable source.
Oh? Who was that?
Never mind. Let's just say my source has never been wrong before.
There's always a first time for everything, Countess. I still find your theory far-fetched.
Since you seem to be listening, Miss Bow, what do you think of my theory?
What? Oh, I definitely think it's worth considering, Countess.
Whoops.
There, you see, Mr. Nagier.
There's Laura
the
accidentally
press takes
slipping
me
into
seriously.
Vigier's accent.
Of course, it is kind of far-fetched.
Getting caught literally every time.
Well, I never. Excuse me.
Oh, did I say something wrong? I'm sorry.
Alright, I can... We'll do it again? I'll do it again.
So that's the deal, Countess?
I'd rather not talk about it right now.
Yeah, no kidding. The wall's got ears around here. And so does certain nosy reporters, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Now, if you'll excuse me, I simply must speak to Dr. Carrington.
Sure thing, Toots.
The subtleties of Laura Bow.
Well, ain't you the hoity-toity dame these days? I almost didn't recognize you with your clothes on.
Excusez-moi, am I knowing you, sir?
Ziggy's my moniker. You gonna pretend you doesn't know me?
You are making the joke with me, no? Perhaps you have confused me with someone else?
I ain't joking. You're Yvette Delacroix. I'd know that body of yours anywheres.
I am sure I am not knowing what you mean, Monsieur Ziggy.
Oh, I get it. Yous is worried one of these hi-hats is gonna hear us, right? Oh, okay. I'm clued in. We can talk later.
Are you
Apparently
enjoying
I can't
the
actually
culinary
question her
delights
because
this
it keeps
evening,
putting me
Miss
into the
Delacroix?
eavesdrop. Fine.
This food, it is adequate. I do not eat so much. This way I maintain my figure, no?
Ah, yes. And a lovely figure it is, Miss Delacroix.
I'm going to be glad when we get through all of
Merci,
the...
Dr. Carrington. You are so
all the
kind.
eavesdropping so we can get back to, like...
I feel we've known each other
playing
long
the
enough.
game
Please call
and
me
exploring,
Archibald.
like, a regular point-and-click.
As you wish, Archibald. I am yours to command, as always.
Miss Bow, is there something I can do for you?
Oh, no. I was just admiring Miss Delacroix's dress.
He's getting a little better at
Merci,
excuses.
Miss Bow. And your gown, it is a bit
There's a
out
bit of
of
point-and-click
date,
in this bit, but it's
charming
mostly just
nonetheless.
question and eavesdrop. Like,
I
I mean, I'm looking at a walkthrough, but
Well,
yeah,
if
there's
you
a lot
ladies
of
will
just
excuse me, I must
stand here
mingle
and
with
get plot thrown at you.
Well, well, look what the leprechaun's dragged in.
Jesus, come on, game.
Hey, now watch what yous calls me, O'Reilly. I don't know what that leprechaun thing is, but I don't like the sound of it.
I'm sure you've been called worse things, smart guy.
Yeah, we're getting to
Only
the dagger
by low-class
part,
type
but
poisons, O'Reilly. By the way, ain't you afraid of being
it's like I think
seen
we still
with me?
have like
Cops talk to
4 or
stoolies
5
all the
more
time,
of these.
and I was wondering what you're doing here.
I'm a big patron of the arts. That's the kind of high-class guy I am.
You don't even know what the word patron means.
I does too.
Okay, what does patron mean?
Hey, ain't that the countess I see over there? I needs to talk to her.
Okay, away from that. Yeah. This isn't the gift shop. Why would we be looking around the gift shop, really? Come on, game. There we go. Okay, so right 3 times, there's 1 more in the middle. Nailed it. Why? Or doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. Nope.
One thing I am admiring about the Egyptian man is the way he is treating his woman with the strong hand and the firm words.
Well, that is the proper way, as our culture teacheth us.
Which is not to say our culture is primitive by any means. Our civilization has evolved over thousands of years, so our methods are quite well thought out and practical.
And the Egyptian man, he is very skilled in the private matters as well, no?
Well, speaking for myself,
Okay, so also,
I feel it is my sacred duty
to
be knowledgeable in all matters that concern
perspective,
me.
but it's like if Laura
I've certainly had
Laura
no
was
complaints about
shown
my
as being
skills,
tiny.
Mrs. Delacroix.
She's now towering over.
Ah, Miss Bow. I didn't see you standing there.
Towering over Yvette.
Ahem. Well, I hear another turkey leg calling my name at the buffet table. So if you'll excuse me.
The turkey leg, it sounds good to me also. I'll accompany you, Dr. Smith.
Mega Laura. Okay, but he's still here. Makes it even harder.
I am a representative of the Cairo Museum and the people of Egypt. My mission is to recover what rightfully belongs to us, not to Peepin' Carter or this pathetic museum.
Is here, right?
Why, I am Ramses Najir, Miss Bow. I am an accountant and a proud father of 2 1/2.
Only 2 1/2? Look like an adult to me. The Countess?
Why, that's me, silly child. Countess Lavinia Waldorf Carleton.
Okay. Dr. Olympia?
Me? How sweet of you to ask about me, my dear. Well, I consider myself a simple woman. Just an echoing museum, a few hundred dead things, and a ferret for company, and I could be happy for the rest of my life. Well, with a little male companionship from time to time, that is.
Her voice reminds me of Tali from, Mass Effect. Think about that accent.
Yes, I am Yvette Delacroix, but I am not one to be talking about myself too much, no? I am not like the great Dr. Carter, who has so many of the great stories to tell. Countess, they tell me you were married to the last museum president, no?
Yes, darling, that's correct. Sterling Waldorf Carleton was such a charming man, and so wealthy. My heart is just an empty void without him.
Yes, Sterling was such a nice man. It's too bad that he's worm food now.
Ew! I prefer to think that Sterling is still with me in spirit.
Oh, I'm sure his body is crawling with maggots by now.
The
if
rolls
his
on
spirit
every single
is
arm
with
with this
you,
voice.
let me know because I'd love to see it.
It is hard to lose a loved one, no? I understand you were only married this short time, Countess.
Yes, I had only 2 short but charming months of married life with Sterling before he died.
And how long had you known this man before you were married?
Oh, we met just 1 charming month before we decided to get married. It was love at first sight.
Where did you meet him?
Why are you not looking at the camera?
Oh, I had only been
Or why are you
in
looking
this
directly
country
at the
a few
camera and not
weeks
at the
when I
people
met
you're talking
Sterling
to?
on an offshore casino ship. It's quite legal to drink and gamble there, you know.
Yeah, there's no
and
laws in
all the
international
right
waters.
people attend. Sterling was so charming. He just swept me off my feet.
This Sterling, he must have had the large broom.
It's just a manner of speech, my dear.
Hey-o.
Sterling was a wealthy man. You must have inherited a nice fortune, Countess.
The money
Really
doesn't
game to understand,
matter,
but it drives me
darling.
crazy that no one looks at each
Actually,
other. They're just static pictures.
There's an annoying problem with the estate right now.
Very legal and very
Sterling
cool,
was
but also
changing
very
his will
legal.
when he died to give me more money, perhaps. Anyway, I'm sure my attorney will take care of the problem.
Too bad you can't dig him up to finish his new will.
Yes, quite.
This is Carter.
That's me, you silly girl. If you want to arrange an in-depth interview,
Yeah,
we'll
she does have
to
2 portraits
schedule
for
it
this.
later in the week.
The archaeology, it is
Oh,
such
she's back
a
to- she's back to
masculine
staring at the camera.
profession.
Well, people talk at her
Breaking into
ear.
the ancient tombs
She was
with your
pretty short.
sledgehammer,
She was pretty consistently short.
thrusting your way into the treasure chambers, touching the gold artifacts. It is also stimulating, no?
Yes, well, when you put it that way, I guess it is rather stimulating being the most important archaeologist of all time.
And it is such a burden to bear this greatness, no? With such pressure to perform, you must be perfect all the time.
Yes, you have a unique understanding of my problems, Yvette.
Ah, your problems, they are obvious, no?
Very kind of you to say that, but there are many who misinterpret my actions. They don't understand the pressure of having famous relatives in the same line of work, and having to compare oneself to them all the time.
Ah, but the Tutankhamun find, it is nothing when compared to your discovery, no?
Correct. I didn't realize you knew so much about archaeology.
I know many things, Dr. Carter.
So I've heard. Maybe we should discuss archaeology sometime.
I'd love to hear about the work you do, Dr. Carter. Perhaps later tonight?
Will you be working late tonight?
Oh, yes. I think everyone will be here tonight, no? There is much to be done to prepare for the opening of your exhibit tomorrow.
I was planning a break for tea around 3 a.m. if you'd like to join me.
It sounds wonderful. Perhaps you would come by my office then?
I'd be delighted.
It is so gracious of you to take the time to speak with me.
Nonsense. Think nothing of it.
How will I ever repay you for this courtesy? I know how busy you are, Dr. Carter.
I'm sure we'll think of something. And call me Pippin.
Alright, so I think we've got one more. This is Pippin right here? Carter?
I told you to stop bothering me, you camel driver.
Dr. Carter, I will stop bothering you when the dagger is safely back in Cairo.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the bloody dagger has been stolen from the bloody museum, you great twit.
I see no reason to exchange epithets with you, Dr. Carter. I am aware of the burglary. I am also aware that no evidence was left behind, and the dagger case was not armed. In fact, I think you removed the dagger from the exhibit.
Me? Me? And what bloody reason would I have to steal my own bloody dagger from my own bloody exhibit?
The dagger is not yours, Doctor. It belongs to the Egyptian people. As to why you stole it, I do not pretend
I
to
totally could have called
understand
this
your
episode It
twisted
Belongs in a...
American
Oh wait,
thinking.
it's in a museum.
Perhaps you wanted to keep the dagger for yourself, in your own private collection.
Perhaps I should ask why you're shifting the blame onto me, you insignificant peasant. It would be very clever of you to steal the dagger, then stay about to start rumors about someone else stealing it.
Only an archaeological thief would make such an accusation, Doctor. Now I'm sure that you stole it for yourself.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Did not.
Alright, now they're just bickering like
Did.
children.
Did not.
Did.
Gentlemen, please.
Who asked you?
Mind your own business, you nosy reporter.
But
I have more important things to do.
Our discussion
Laura,
is
you
far
just-
from over,
guys.
Dr. Carter.
Your children.
That's what you think, you malodorous buffoon.
We'll save over that one. Why not? Hey, who is this redhead who's here all of a sudden? I have not seen you yet.
Why, that's me, Miss Bo. Steve Dorian, Stevedoran student. Remember?
Yeah, they totally pitched his voice down. But why are you here?
The Linedecker is one of my favorite places in the whole world. I've never seen so many wonderful things in one place before.
do you know much about Egyptology, Mr. Dorian?
I'm afraid I don't. I wanted to take a class in it this semester, but I couldn't quite manage it.
Curious about something before we start this last conversation. No, she's just shorter. Which again is weird because they definitely, they definitely tried to make Laura
You are
being tiny.
interested in the great art,
The event
no?
is even tinier.
Then you should come with me this evening. I'll give you the personal tour of the old master's gallery.
Well,
I guarantee that you will not be wasting your time. You will enjoy it very much.
Well,
You are studying the art at the université, no?
Well, yes, but
Then it is settled. I will give you the private tour in a little while, no? There is no need to thank me yet. I will be enjoying it as much as you will.
Well, alright, we know who Yvette has her eyes on. Alright. There, that was why I need to make sure to question Steve first. Well, let's check out the gift shop, now that we're finally done with listening to everybody.
It looks just like the Dagger of Amon Ra. Isn't it beautiful?
Do some examining.
The dagger
Not this one. Not this one. Nope. Good lord. Where are you? Nope.
upon the dagger
I don't know, I'm not having any luck finding the real one. Nope. Nope. That one. Nope. It just says... Oh, it says it's towards the back. Okay, let me... Back then.
Upon the dagger shows a high degree of craftsmanship.
Laura was covering it, you're right.
The dagger it looks... The dag... You can't touch...
Well, we found it at least. And I'd advance the time. Oh, here comes Wolf. Literally goose-stepping in.
This gift shop is closed. You should not be here.
Oh, I'm sorry. The door was unlocked.
Unlocked? My assistant will be disciplined harshly for this mistake.
Also, at least we didn't have to, like...
Please rejoin the party now. I will be forced to injure you.
Jeez, okay. At least we didn't have to, like, wait for him to die and then take that monocle off of his body to, to have a magnifier. Alright, unfortunately I need the rest of my gun here back. Okay. Or everyone who's going to ignore us. I like that he still has his Steve door boots.
Miss Bo?
Oh! Mr. Dorian?
Also that he's tucked his,
That's right, we met at the
suit
docks.
into those pants.
Oh dear.
Or into those shoes.
Your shoes. They aren't exactly formal.
Oh, well, I can explain that, but not right now.
I see. Well, what brings you here?
You.
Whoa, what?
Oh, me?
You told me you'd be here tonight, and, well, I thought we should talk.
Oh? About what?
Can't afford the fancy shoes. Or he
Could
lost
we
his
step
fancy
outside for a minute?
fancy shoes, who knows?
The moonlight is very nice tonight.
Well, all right. I think I'd enjoy that.
Got that walk cycle. I am big and strong.
I just wanted to explain to you who
yeah,
I really
manly
am.
strut.
You're not Steve Dorian?
Well, yes, I am Steve Dorian, but I felt like I didn't give you the most accurate impression of myself when I met you earlier today. But Gee willikers, I'm just not used to meeting attractive young ladies on the docks.
I wasn't down there looking for a man. I'm a professional journalist working on a story.
Oh, well, yes, of course you are. I didn't mean to imply anything. In fact, I was very impressed with your professionalism and with your smile. I just didn't want you to think I'm a common stevedore.
Nothing wrong with...
Well, I'll admit I was wondering what a stevedore was doing at this Ritz Museum fundraiser.
Give yourself more credit.
My stevedore job pays the bills, but I'm aiming for a career as an artist. However, I'm really here because I'd hate myself for the rest of my life if I didn't try to see you again. Maybe I'm a fool, maybe you think we're too different, but I had to try.
Well, I'm very flattered. Are you always this nervous?
I'm not very good with women. I've spent all my time working ever since I was 10 years old, when my father died. I've never had a chance to date very much. Lately, I've spent my free time going to school.
I'm starting to think we're more alike than I first thought. My mother died when I was very young, so I was raised by my father. What kind of an artist are you?
I'm a painter, and I do a little sculpting.
How interesting. But I think that an artist would know enough not to wear work boots with his tuxedo at a formal party.
Just giving him a hard time. All
right. I said I'd explain that, didn't I? I was hoping nobody would notice. I had to blow 2 weeks' pay to rent this tux.
They would notice less.
But I didn't have enough left over to
your
rent the
pants
fancy
into the
shoes. It's just that I had to see you again.
You spent all your money just to see me? My goodness.
Hey, we can be broke together
I
because
don't
all
know
my
what
money
to
got
say.
stolen.
Say you'll have dinner with me some evening. I may seem a little odd, but I promise that I'm harmless. I'd be honored to spend an evening with you and show you the sights around town.
Well, I don't usually,
I'm harmless,
but you've
I
gone
promise.
to a lot of trouble to find me. I
That's
think
a
I
statement
can
that causes
trust
trouble.
you.
Really? You'll do it? Oh, thank you. You won't regret it. I'll make it a memorable evening. I'll paint for you. I'll dance for you. I'll sing for you. Anything you want.
Well, there's no need to get carried away. Let's see how dinner goes first.
Of course. You're absolutely right. I don't seem too anxious, do I?
Maybe just a bit, but that's okay.
Okay. I'll take a deep breath and calm down. I'll be fine. I'll do whatever you want.
I think this is the beginning of something important, Steve. I like you already.
Well, already fallen for him. Well, alright.
Let's go back to the party, Steve. I've got work to do.
I've been talking for like 5 minutes. It's that impressive. Yeah, instant chemistry. Clomp, 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 clomp. Those boots would be so loud. Alright. I think I went the wrong way. I'll do this again now. Okay, I'm glad I at least do have mouse control, or keyboard control. To the quiet, empty dinner floor now. Except for all the people who won't talk to us in any way. Navigating these tables and stuff is super frustrating. Okay, well, whoa, we got out of there, now we're
This is a mastodon, one of the early mammals.
checking out the exhibits, I guess.
Technically, the mastodon is not a dinosaur at all, but since they date back to prehistory, they're included in the exhibit. This particular example of the order Proboscidea is the Mammoth americanus, or North American mastodon.
The chief feature which distinguishes this shaggy beast from the elephant and the woolly mammoth are its molar teeth.
Okay.
The museum staff have labeled this a Struthiomimus, literally ostrich mimic. This is an Eriops skull. Such a large capacity mandible and teensy capacity cranium.
That looks like he's walking on the exhibit. There we go. Lock my mouse now. Now we're actually doing some explore.
You're in the pterodactyl portion. Suspended overhead by thin wires, the pterodactyl frozen in mid-swoop presents a most horrific tableau. A fairly accurate model of Struthiomimus, or ostrich mimic.
An ostrich mimic.
The male and female Triceratops look every inch the proud parents.
Hey, like go to an actual museum.
It's a painting of a Spinosaur. The painting is accurate and workmanly, with little regard for nuance or emotion.
Now we know these probably aren't accurate, because they probably had feathers. Oh well, only some of them. Why does the T-Rex look so confused?
It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. His name is Rex. Isn't that clever?
Let's push the button. Okay.
Welcome to the Linedecker Museum Dinosaur Display. My name is Rex,
Those first
and I'd
roars
like to
sounded
tell
like
you about
stuff from
myself.
Space Quest 4. Again,
I'm a
just
type of
reusing sound
dinosaur
effects.
known as Tyrannosaurus Rex, which means king of the tyrant lizards.
You just kind of sound
Although
like
I
the
was
sea
not
slug.
the largest type of dinosaur, I was the largest predator ever to walk the earth. Some of my friends were 40 feet long and weighed 8 tons, with teeth that were 6 inches long. Your modern elephants don't weigh more than 6 tons. I lived between 250 and 65 million
this is
years ago,
ridiculous.
during a period known as the Age of Dinosaurs, also called the Mesozoic era. The first complete skeleton of a Tyrannosaurus Rex was found just 24 years ago in Montana in 1902.
I'm also getting flashbacks to
Although
like
there were many
Bugaboo
meat-eating
Creek.
dinosaurs,
It feels very
I
Bugaboo
was
Creek.
considered the best killing machine who ever lived. Speaking of which, I'm feeling a bit hungry. Would you like to volunteer to be my next meal?
I was gonna say that's Josh, right? That has to be Josh Mandel, and it sure is.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Why did we just...
This dinosaur feels like a sauropod. You're not sure how you know that. Perhaps your father
No,
told
I
you what
looked at
sauropods
IMDb,
felt
it is.
like when you were a child. A small sign identifies this dinosaur as an iguanodon,
Steal
which
about
means
right. We just
iguana
like
tooth.
totally.
However,
just
from the
stole.
Tyrannosaurus rex's point of view, this
Again, I'm just
dinosaur
following
could be
the
identified
walkthrough,
as
but
dinner.
It's just stealing. That's fine.
The thigh bone from a young Tyrannosaurus rex who no longer has any need for it.
Can't wait to see what we actually use this for.
The remaining bones are too small to hold your interest.
I should have looked at it first, but yeah, we're just grabbing. Just stealing.
Achtung! Tourists are not allowed in this room at this time. You are disturbing the paintings. Raus! You leave now! Mach schnell!
I went too far. My bad. dactyl room and then go. Now we're okay.
The helmet on this Italian suit of armor, circa 1460, is interesting because it's a barboot, which lacked protection for the lower part of the face. The barboot is sometimes called the barboot sallet because, like the 15th century sallet, it doesn't enclose the whole head, offering most of its protection to the top. Unlike the barboot, however, the sallet is often characterized by a reinforced forehead plate and an elongated pivoted nape defense. It is, however, difficult to differentiate between the barboot, the sallet, and the bassinet. The shallow barboot resembles the sallet, while the deep barboot resembles the bassinet. Then again, who really cares?
All right.
A house pet, tastefully prepared for battle in 16th century armor.
Who cares?
The suit of armor is empty. A fine example of Maximilian armor, made in Germany in 1505. The steel has a characteristic silvery color. Maximilian armor was first used in Milan, which set the fashion for all Europe in matters of dress and armor. A rare 17th century English tapestry which tells the story of Teutonic warrior cockroaches that crossed into England from Germany and besieged the castle of Rochford-on-Essex. Although the cockroaches managed to storm the castle walls after a 90-day siege, the knights of the castle managed to squash the invaders when they reached the castle's inner keep. Since that great battle, the castle of Rochford-on-Essex has been free of cockroaches. Unfortunately, it has also been free of humans. 1 year after the great battle, everyone in the castle died of the plague. Shortly afterward, the castle fell into disrepair and sank into the swamp.
I think that might have been cursed.
This is the medieval armor exhibit in a representation of an English castle's great hall. The armor of Anne de Montmorency, Constable of France, worn at the Battle of St. Quentin on August 10, 1577. Thin and comparatively light, 50 pounds, it was worn by a man of 64 years, which was quite old for that time. This armor is a three-quarters fighting suit. Its illustrious occupant met his death at the siege of Saint-Denis in 1567, at which time the armor came into the possession of the first Earl of Pembroke, who led the English knights into battle.
Just imagining Laura, it's just reading the entire plaque to herself.
A painting of The Black Prince as a Fierce Baby by Ed Botticelli circa 1560. The cheap wood frame is by the Leyendecker Museum circa 1925.
Alright, I think we've looked at... Oh, we didn't look at the chest. Let's see what that is. Maybe. Possibly. There we go. Wow, that was weird. What's this box?
An empty chest from the 15th century. Although the carvings on the exterior are crude, cut into the wood by someone with little talent or ability for wood carving, the chest now resides in a museum, simply because it's old. Kind of makes you stop and think, doesn't it?
Okay. Oh, I found the Egyptian exhibit. There.
The placard says, "This is a granite stele depicting Horus and Thoth, found in the Temple of Amon Ra. This stele was modified during the reign of the pharaoh Akhenaten, then restored during the reign of Tutankhamun." A sepulchral stele found in a tomb of the 6th dynasty. It tells the story of Una, born during the reign of King Tita, who served under Tita's successor Pepi. Una died during the reign of King Murena, full of days and honor. This is the Uruach T, a winged solar disk with 2 uraei, the goddess Nekhebit on the right and Buto on the left. According to one myth, Horus assumed the form of the solar disk to protect himself from the evil god Set.
We don't get enough games with Egyptian mythology. It's all, we get Greek a lot.
This is a granite stele depicting Horus and Thoth, found in the Temple of Amon Ra. This stele was modified during the reign of the pharaoh Akhenaten, then restored during the reign of Tutankhamun. The mummified corpse of Amenophis III, also known as Amenhotep III or Memnon by the Greeks. He built large temples to Amon Ra, both at Karnak and at Luxor. In the 5th year of his reign, Amenophis marched into Nubia to quell a mighty rebellion. He also ruled over the Mesopotamians, since his kingdom was quite large. We also know that Amenophis was a mighty hunter who slew 102 lions during the first 10 years of his reign in his spare time. Now he's dead.
I can't with this fucking narrator.
It looks remarkably like a glass case in the shape of a pyramid. A small card informs you that this case contained the famous Dagger of Amon Ra, which is now missing. It looks The card identifies the slab of black basalt as the Rosetta Stone. Hieroglyphs and letters from the English alphabet are clearly engraved on the stone. The Rosetta Stone was found by a French artillery officer among the ruins of Fort Saint-Julien near the Rosetta mouth of the Nile River in 1799. It came into the possession of the British government after the capitulation of Alexandria. The Rosetta Stone, currently on loan to the Leyendecker Museum, is the key to modern translations of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs into English text. You notice that half of the Rosetta Stone seems to be missing from the display, replaced by a small card that reads, Artifact 310 removed from display for research on 9/1/26 by O.M.
Alright, so that's Olympia, so she's probably got the other half somewhere. Oh, that was interesting. Clicking on it didn't, like... I feel like this translation's not, like, accurate. Like, this is not how it works. Oh, cool. So, the symbols are now in our notebook. Okay, neat.
An inner mummy coffin which was contained in the exterior mummy coffin to the left. Identified from the cartouches on both coffins, the occupant was probably Hatshepsut, the female pharaoh, daughter of Thothmes I. Hatshepsut built the magnificent tomb temple at Deir el-Bahri and ruled for 20 years with her lover Senmut. At her death, Hatshepsut's successor tried to erase all memory of her by destroying her statues and obliterating her name from her various monuments.
This thing on the ground.
Apparently the shoe's owner stepped in some of the blood. It apparently belongs to a dainty foot.
Okay. Also there's a footprint, I guess.
Looks. Ironically, there's a gold Ankh medallion, the ancient Egyptian symbol of life, resting in the pool of blood. There's a pool of blood on the floor.
There we go. Jeez.
A close look reveals the initials PS inscribed in the back of the bloody Ankh.
Yes. I don't know if we know a PS. Interesting.
You pick it up.
Oh, okay. We can just take them a medallion. Here we go. Well, so much for Pippin Carter. I mean, he was a jerk, but probably extreme.
Dr. Carter's mustache is neatly trimmed. Dr. Carter's flesh is looking rather pale, as if he's not feeling well. Perhaps it's because he's lost a lot of blood. A red fluid appears to be leaking out of Dr. Carter's chest wound. Dr. Carter seems to have suffered a severe trauma to his chest area. The vest has a... When you reach into Pippin's tuxedo jacket, you find a notepad in his inner pocket. Unreadable words are imprinted on the paper. You pick it up and place it in your purse. There are no signs of scratches or bruises on his flesh. This could mean that the murderer, assuming this wasn't a suicide, knew Dr. Carter well enough to get close and stab him without arousing any suspicion. Or it could just mean that Dr. Carter was completely taken by surprise when someone assaulted him from the shadows. A close look at the dagger reveals the words, "Made in Pittsburgh," stamped on the part of the blade that is not buried in Pippin Carter's chest.
Alright, so this is one of the replicas.
To your naked eye, the rough surface of the dagger handle doesn't appear to hold any fingerprints, but that's something for the coroner to examine in detail. From the smell of the damp stain, it appears that Dr. Carter was quite surprised by the stabbing.
Alright. Oh, I still need to update that too. I'll do that after the stream. Date my night not.
You scream like a banshee, lass. Did you kill the man then?
No, I just walked in here and found him.
I suppose that would explain your screaming then. Did you see the murderer?
No.
All right, I'll talk to you later after you've had a chance to calm down. Just don't try to leave the building.
And the murders have begun again. Why this keeps happening to Laura, I don't know, but the murders have begun again. Act 3. On the cutting edge.
Excellent work. Your father would be proud of you.
Thanks, I think.
Having already interrogated the guests, Detective O'Reilly is now discussing the murder with the staff members as they leave the party. It would be best if you don't interfere.
I think it's all the way to 10 o'clock. I bet Wolf is pissed. Oh, who's this now?
Hi, Miss Bowe. I'm Ernie Leach. Dr. Carrington told me you could stay a while and talk to the staff. I've got to lock the doors, so just come and find me when you're ready to leave. Dr. C also has a key, but you don't want to bother him about that.
All right,
Thank you, Mr. Leach.
Just be careful where you go. Wolf will get upset if he finds you downstairs. See you later.
Did you manage to learn anything from your interviews, Detective O'Reilly?
Don't bother your little head about it, lass.
It's my job, sir.
This is an official murder investigation, Miss Bowe. Do not be interfering.
Oh, I don't mean to interfere. I just want to know what's going on. Any leads so far?
Dr. Carter died as the result of someone sticking a gift shop dagger in his chest. What more do you need to know?
Well, for one thing, who did it?
Someone who didn't like him. That's my guess.
Good guess.
Brilliant deduction.
If you think that you can do better.
I can try.
Oh, wunderbar. Now we've got the amateurs involved.
I may not be a detective, but I'm terribly clever. I've solved murders before.
Just stay out of me way, lass, and don't destroy the
You
evidence.
didn't really solve murders as
Certainly
much as someone
not.
told you who did all the murders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's totally solved. At least with Wolf here, we can go check out that room we couldn't get to before. Yeah, just kind of watch. We didn't even watch them happen. We just kind of stumbled upon every murder, and eventually shot someone who. Oh.
This short, blustery man reminds you vaguely of President Roosevelt. Despite his diminutive frame, his bearing is self-assured
Depending on who you
and
shot,
cocky,
you either did kill
and his
someone,
pince-nez
or
only adds to the aura of
wounded someone.
distinguished snobbery.
We did
You
show
see
both
a
endings.
short,
too.
elderly woman dressed
We'll do it again,
flamboyantly,
and I'm probably
and
gonna
you suspect expensively,
probably gonna redo
and
it. Maybe
sporting
just
a
do it as
grotesque
a
amount of
maybe just
makeup.
record as a video on my own
In
with
fact,
actual
when
audio.
she speaks, you notice small flecks of base coat chipping off of her jowls and tumbling onto her furred collar.
And neither one of them are the main murders. True.
Cart Before the Horse by Suzetto Live in Godoni, 1481. A typical light-hearted painting by anonymous Bosch called A Heartwarming Story, depicting dead humans being tormented by skeletons and demons in hell. Portrait of a Young Man by Marcello Fleming, Italian master, 1550. Musings on Cyberspace by John Wentworth, the Flemish master, painted in 1533.
Sense.
Trouble on Two Legs by Dennis Lewis, date unknown. Painting discovered in an attic near Bordeaux, France, hidden behind a case of chocolate. Art is Work by Fra Boberto Glisoni, painted in 1492, commissioned by Queen Isabella to keep him busy finding a new way to paint instead of discovering the New World so that Christopher Columbus could do it instead.
And then he didn't.
Two Brothers Drinking in a Tavern by Rick Morgan, Dutch master, 1444.
Point that out. He didn't. Failed. Regard, actually. I can't save again. Weird.
Feels like a painting by anonymous. When you touch the painting, you smear a bit of the paint as if it's still damp.
Weird.
When you touch,
That's like all of them.
Don't touch the nudes.
Except those, apparently.
Don't. One of the many paintings in Michelangelo's Battle of the Nudes series.
Well, now that we've put a fingerprint on literally every painting.
You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
Ah. Good thing we have a glass so we can listen in.
Thank you for coming to see me, Olympia. This is very nice of you.
You're very welcome, my dear. What can I do for you?
Oh, you see, I found this strange bone, and I said to myself, Yvette, if anyone can tell you what this is, it would be Olympia.
A bone, you say? How fascinating. Where did you find it?
I found it right here in the museum. Here it is, Doctor.
Now, let me see. Ha ha! Yvette, you silly girl. This is a chicken bone.
It is?
Yes, of course. Why, it is still greasy. You got this at dinner, didn't you?
Oh, you have caught me, Olympia. I was playing the little joke on you.
You are a funny girl, Yvette, but I am quite fond of you.
Everyone wants Yvette.
Olympia, we are the good friends, no? I have the problem I wish to talk to you about.
Oh, certainly. What is it?
Come closer so I can whisper it to you. It is very personal, and I want no one to overhear.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
Well. Some more eavesdropping. Down into Olympia's office? Oh, that's weird.
The giant lizards are displaying some rather uncivilized behavior. It's a rat, ready to pounce. Well, he would pounce if he wasn't stuffed. Luxurious velvet drapes adorn the windows. They look like they would effectively block out any light.
Interesting. There are just rooms we're not allowed to save in. Alright, so the other half of the set of stone. Oh.
A number of high... A number of... There's an array...
No auto-translate.
A number...
Maybe it's because I haven't... Hold on. I'm confused as to how this works. Alright, this one. Oh, this is actually... Yeah, so you can manually decipher the text in another walkthrough. So I guess I'm just supposed to I'm supposed to draw this out and then translate it myself, I guess. I guess what it says is, I pay homage to thee, the lords of eternity, Ra. Strong as I sail in the wind, as a lake of fire in the underworld. Behold Shu, the mother, creating the gods in silence from womb. Quicker than greyhounds and fleeter than light. Oh, that's probably the second page, actually.
A number of...
Over here is probably the quicker than greyhounds and fleeter than light. Let me not be burnt. Let me not be consumed. Let me not perish, as my mummy lies prostrate in my tomb. And we'll need the words tomb and womb here. I don't think there's actually anything else I can do there, so...
This is the... Thank you, dearest. It says Dr. Olympia Miklos, Lifetime Achievement Award, from the Society to Protect Misunderstood Inquilines. Thank you, dearest Doctor, for helping people to truly appreciate inquilines. You are a true friend of the rat, mouse, pigeon, and cockroach. It's Dr. Miklos' double master's degree in paleontology and physical anthropology from the University of Thessalonica, Greece.
I wonder how many people took a picture of their screens to.
It's Dr. Miklos'. It's Dr. Miklos' double. It's Dr.
Got it.
The skull of the long extinct horned rhesus,
known in academic circles to be the source of much controversy regarding it as evidence for the extraterrestrial origin of primate evolution. The bottle says, Dr. Moribund's guaranteed snake oil.
Let's not say Moribund, this is Mahmoud.
Good evening, Miss Bo.
Oh, you startled me.
Good. It gets the blood flowing, doesn't it?
Well, I suppose so.
I see we're looking at my snake oil.
Well, I was just looking around.
I'm sure you meant no harm.
What's the snake oil for, anyway?
It repels snakes, of course. Comes in handy when I'm working in the basement.
At least they're not pretending like it doesn't do something
I lost a load
else.
of Egyptian cobras down there a few weeks ago, and I occasionally come across one of those little darlings. Those snakes always want to bite me, but I'm sure they don't mean anything by it. It's just their way. They get nervous very easily, you know. Normally, I love to watch them kill things. My Barney will kill anything he can sink his teeth into.
Charming.
Well, I'd like to chat some more, but I've got to rush off and meet that young Steve fellow. He promised to show me his scars. See you later.
Yeah, everyone is just horny in this museum. It's weird. Okay.
The sculpture has a beautiful face. Its strong but sensitive lines remind you of Steve.
Okay, apparently we can move that head. Interesting. Also, because we have a save. Summer, hello. You knew we had to do this one after we did. After we did Carl's request last time. Also,
Don't touch it.
Just for fun.
Not a good idea.
We can't.
Don't.
Can't let the snake out.
A notepad made of good quality paper. There's an imprint on the paper from the previous message written on the pad, but it's too faint to read. Don't. You get no. It's Barney, Olympia's pet cobra. It's.
Oh, I thought Barney would have gotten this. Alright, fine. Alright, well. Oh, the head's moved back now. Alright. It was worth a try. Okay. Alright, Yvette's office.
Looks. A scuffed. It's you, Laura Bow, fresh out of college and already working for a great metropolitan newspaper. Watercolor painting, Predators Stalking Prey, by Yvette Delacroix, 1925. Watercolor painting, Perverse Pleasures, by Yvette Delacroix, 1926. Watercolor painting, Purple Pollywogs Playing in Puddles, by Yvette Delacroix, 1924. You pick it up and backlit, you can read the words typed into the carbon paper. Ernie, Big Al called to see if you could do some fencing for him next week. He says he'll make it worth your while to do a fast fencing job.
What What am I trying to fence, I wonder? So can I use the... Look at this?
While this is an...
No, okay. Alright. Might need that light bulb later, I'm assuming. Nope.
You...
Nope.
Come a little closer, Monsieur Najir. I am wanting to show you something.
And what would that be, Miss Delacroix?
Look at the palm of my hand.
It is a lovely palm, to be sure. But what am I supposed to see?
You see this line, monsieur? It is my love line.
My goodness, Miss Delacroix. It goes all the way up your arm and disappears up your sleeve.
It wasn't even wearing sleeves.
Would you like to see where it ends up, Ramses? Have you ever been to Paris, Ramses?
No, I can't say I ever have.
Then you have never seen the Eiffel Tower?
No.
Well, by all means, let me show you.
Miss Delacroix, please. I'm a married man. Oh, dear.
Have you forgotten who let you into the museum, Ramses? Have you forgotten who showed you the secret room for your little ceremonies?
Hey, what ceremonies?
You haven't, have you?
No, I haven't, but...
Then you will let me give you the grand tour of the tower, no?
We'll have to go somewhere else. I don't feel safe here.
Lead the way, monsieur.
And they're gone. Alright.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Remember, no one will need some charcoal. Oh, but if I use charcoal...
The charcoal lead...
Charcoal on the notepad. Now maybe we can read the notepad.
Rubbing the charcoal over the notepad has made the imprint readable. Yvette, 8 o'clock, Egyptian rum. Tut, 10:15 Egyptian rum. Carrington, 11 o'clock, his office.
Ah. Carrington here at 11. Back. I think it's 10, if I recall correctly.
Carrington's desk. Carrington. Phone numbers. T. Dargan, WP 5125. R. Williams, BL 4468.
Let's say Robin Williams.
I did it. SH 0244. Be
Carmen
safe.
Sandiego or Phoenix Wright levels of puns.
KL 0527. U. Hoser, LI 2077. And yet, KL 4004. E. Leach, BR 1833.
Okay, well, we've got some phone numbers. Oh, okay. It's safe. One of those numbers was safe, so maybe it's a riddle.
It feels...
Aha, it was.
It feels... Not wanting to remove evidence from the crime scene, particularly when you must have broken some sort of law by opening the president's personal wall safe, you decide not to remove the diary.
closer look at it.
Glancing through the diary and the male handwriting within, it refers to Sterling's growing fear that the Countess only married him for his money and that she could be planning to kill him. The final entry reads, Yvette fears her too.
Interesting. Right. That's safe again.
Don't touch it. You touch the intercom unit, completely missing the buttons. This button turns... You touch the You touch... It's the late... It's the... This button... It's the...
buttons. It's weird, because it tells me to press button. Nothing happens.
Silence alone is great. It's President Carrington's stuffed porcupine, Spiny Norman. A handsome desk clock. Countess and Ziggy at 1 a.m. Medieval armor display.
Everyone's got...
Don't touch...
things going on.
Don't You touch... You touch the... You touch... It's the... It's the...
I know, I wonder what this button does.
It's the...
Never seen this button.
You touch... You touch... You touch... It's the late... It's a button, presumably for communic... It's a... You touch the... You touch... 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 The intercom crackles and you overhear a conversation.
Oh, I so love your scars, Wolfie. Show them to me again, darling.
They are yours to admire, my strudel.
Hoopa! Very, very nice.
Yeah, and I have this new bone for your collection.
You never played it very far back in the day.
Such a large bone,
This
too.
is my first time actually playing
Where
through it.
did
I've
you
watched...
find it?
I've been carrying this bone around for years. It is yours now, my Fräulein. You may do with it what you will.
I'm impressed by your generosity, Wolfie.
Yes.
The intercom... Oh, my lover.
pixel
How do you
hunting.
manage to do it so many times?
Sure, and a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
And you do it so well.
Try and keep your voice down, lass. Someone might hear us.
Ooh, I do not care, my amour. Life, she is something we only enjoy once.
Sure, and begorra, I do this at least 50 times a day to stay in shape.
50 times, ooh la la. And what do you call this movement?
Sit-ups, lass.
Oh.
I also do 50 push-ups each day. Then I run a few miles.
He's just exercising for her.
The intercom...
I'm telling you, pal, you're not supposed to be down here.
convincing.
Nothing poisonal, Mac, but Archie said I could scope the place out.
All right, Ziggy.
Well, he didn't say anything to me about it. Neither did Mr. Heimlich. And he's the chief of security.
It's okay, Mac. Don't get your britches in an uproar. Trust me.
I'd only trust you about as far as I can throw you.
That's what I was thinking, man.
Hey now, there ain't no need for fiscal violence, Mac.
I'll give you 10 seconds. If you aren't out of my sight by then, I'm gonna hurt you real bad.
You're touchy, ain't ya? But I was done down here anyways. See you around, Mac.
Not if I can help it.
Right.
When you touch the
All right. Well, that's all we need here, apparently. Oh. I was trying to get the light bulb here, but apparently all I can do is fucking turn the lamp on and off. Ah. And I can't save. Oh my gosh. How do I take this stupid thing? You can get the bulb, but yeah, exactly. What pixel count is taking the bulb and not just turning the light on and off? Oh my goodness. This is really happening. This one, nope. I had to look at it first. Okay. Must be too hot to touch now.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Apparently I needed to look even closer to see the light bulb specifically.
Looking a little closer, you detect a seam along the sculpture's otherwise flawless neck.
Did already
Tentatively
see this once. Way north, there are two ways. Oh, they both lead to the same thing, I guess.
Oh dear, the light bulb blew out. You hope someone will invent a reliable light bulb one of these days.
So I guess this is the reason we needed the bulb.
Ouch! Ow! While this...
Okay, so it was too hot to touch just with my hand, but if I was replacing it, it was fine. Okay. Oh, wait, we just saved. Ah, we can't fall off the... This is a Sierra game. I can't fall off the stairs? I call shenanigans? Okay, well, we're downstairs.
The glass covering the alcove is marked with the words, "For emergency use only."
Well, yeah, getting a light bulb first out knowing what you need it for. Fair enough. Well, there was a murder on the loose. So... Oh.
Was ist los? What do you think you're doing? There's no emergency here. Nicht gefingerpoken mit der Lantern.
Well, okay. Oh, time is advanced. 10:15. Oh. I might need to lower the speed.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Cool. Now we have it. Apparently Wolf didn't come back for reasons.
You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
Brought someone else back to her office.
Well, lass, we've known each other a long time, and I'm not ready to get married yet. But I know one thing for sure. I love you.
Oh, my great detective, this feeling, it is mutual.
Just be keeping in mind that I'd have to kill you if I ever found out you were sleeping with someone else.
Sleeping with literally
What?
everyone in the museum.
Oh, you are to be making the little joke, no? Your sense of humor, it is magnifique.
I've already had one bad marriage, and it won't happen again. It's been a long time since I've been able to trust anyone as much as I trust you.
I don't like this guy.
This is very flattering, my love. I am never to be knowing someone like you either. You are so good and so kind.
Well, I try, lass. I try. It's not easy being a cop in this town. The place is lousy with criminals, even in the police force.
Oh no, how terrible.
Sure, and it's a hard thing when a cop goes bad. I've seen it happen. A cop spends years fighting crime and watching the hoods get rich while he risks his life to make just a few bucks. The first time a cop takes a bribe, it bothers him. Oh, but then it gets easier.
You are such a strong man, my Ryan. You would never be accepting the payoff, no?
He already is.
Sure, and I'm shocked that you'd even say such a thing, Yvette.
I'm sorry, my love. I should have known better.
He absolutely is.
You'll have to show me how sorry you are. Kiss me.
He's taking a payoff right now.
Gladly, my love. How can I resist?
Reaper. Alright. I can't save you. Well, not the only thing that, I bet we just fall down the chute if we don't have the lantern out. Whoa.
That's 10. Is that a unicorn floating in the murky liquid? Can't be. Unicorns are mythical creatures.
Oh, you get attacked by bats? That's funny.
That 14. There's a vaguely humanoid shape floating in the murky liquid. After staring through the glass for a while, you see what appears to be white hair, or perhaps it's a large jellyfish. That 13. Indistinct shapes are floating in the murky liquid. None of the creatures are close enough to the glass to see what they are. That 5. A large, hairy creature with at least one huge claw is floating in the murky liquid of the vat.
Happening in here?
Interesting. I'd never noticed that before.
You never noticed
How
what,
did she get here
my
ahead
love?
of us?
You have a tattoo of the Eiffel Tower on the inside of your left eye.
Ah, you are doing this to distract me, no? But I am worried about you, my Ernie. You are so big and so strong. But this ice pick fellow, he is a dangerous one, no?
Yeah, he's dangerous, but I'll pay him his dough. Ernie Leach always pays his bills.
Yeah, they just teleport everywhere.
Maybe you can do some more fencing for this Big Al. He pays well.
Yeah, Big Al's a good customer, but there's only so much fencing I can do for one guy.
This ice pick might try to make the example
Yeah,
of you before you
Lorbo
can
one's a
pay
little
him
more
off.
organized.
He keeps leaving these threatening messages.
Don't worry, baby. Icepick knows he won't get his dough if he kills me. Maybe I can get into a hot poker game down at the Harlem Swinger and win enough money to pay him off.
No, no, no. The gambling is what got you into this mess, my Ernie.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But I've got bigger problems
She is
tonight.
literally sleeping with the entire staff of the museum and anyone else who wanders by.
You're better off if I don't tell you about it. Now, what's this on the top of your Eiffel Tower tattoo?
I think you know what it is, my Ernie. You've seen it before.
And I always enjoy seeing it again, baby.
Ah, you American men are so charming.
Another. It's the Alcoholic Preservation Laboratory.
You doing? What is this disapproving face?
Sacré bleu!
Hey, you nosy dame, can't you see we're busy? Scram!
Alright. Oh, hello.
Oh, good evening, Miss Bow.
Here.
Hi, Dr. Miklos. I'm sorry if I startled you.
Oh, that's okay. I enjoy being startled. And please, call me Olympia.
Okay, Olympia. You enjoy being startled?
It gets the blood flowing. I love it.
Second time she's
I
told
was
us this.
just trying to find Daisy, my ferret. She usually has the run of the museum, but it's time for me to feed her.
I'd be very confused if I went to a museum and
And
saw
you
a
think
ferret
she
running
might
around.
be in here?
Well, she's been spending a lot of time in here lately for some reason. She probably likes the unusual smells. Who knows?
Can I help you look for her?
Thanks, but I'm sure I can find her. Would you mind leaving me for a while so she'll come out of hiding?
Certainly. Sorry to disturb you.
How the heck do I leave this area? Do I go around to this part? Or is it down here? Down here, okay. Do some backtracking. Think.
An office you admire. A gleaming column of, since you're the sort of person who splits hairs, these pillars remind you of that class in architecture you were forced to take at Tulane University. However, it's well known that the Lion Decker Museum was designed by a half-mad eccentric in the 19th century. In a way, these...
Okay. So, should head to the... It looks like... Should... It. Trying to investigate all the deaths for y'all. Is this leading me right back to the stairs? No. Okay. I'm trying to remember where everything is. I mean, I'm like getting to a point where it's like, how does the map work? Whoa. Oh.
The corpse is wearing a black tuxedo jacket. At the moment, it's a poor fit, especially around the neck.
Well, we have found another body.
You search the pockets and find nothing but the usual lint. You decline to take the jacket with you since it apparently contains no clues and is skewered to the floor anyway.
Hell.
Though it hardly seems appropriate, you marvel at the intricacy of the construction. The pterodactyl has been covered with authentic animal hide of some sort, stretched over a rigid framework. There's nothing suspicious about it, however. Your careful observation reveals that this is a rented tuxedo bearing the marks of repeated alterations. There is a stain above one pocket. A whiff reveals the strong, fresh scent of champagne.
Okay.
The blood has begun to clot, darkening and thickening. It's difficult to judge whether or not this blood is primarily from the neck wound or the point where the pterodactyl's beak impaled the body.
Yeah, because how the hell did it...
Or both.
How the hell did he lose his head and...
Close inspection reveals that these rented tuxedos...
He had an and run through. Okay, well... Was it 11:15? I feel like I fucked up. Well... I think I missed something, unfortunately. Too much lollygagging.
This is the Life Mask exhibit. You haven't seen this many dead-looking, expressionless faces since your accounting class at the university.
Yeah, so I was supposed to try to get to the Egyptian exhibit to see Dr. Smith, who was supposed to meet with Carter, but Carter's dead, so it's just a thing I missed.
You reach for the head, then hesitate. Something is not quite right here. You wonder if you should take a closer look first.
Oh. Well...
Oh no! That doesn't look like a life mask.
I like how they made a very obvious show of his body and then he tried to hide his face in here.
It's Ziggy's head! Oh no. Oh no. You reach out sadly towards Ziggy's severed head, then draw away. He's clearly beyond all help. You reach out. Ziggy is feeling a bit under the weather right now.
Yeah, it's a very bizarre, very elaborate. I mean, there are a lot of very bizarre,
and
very
the rest of his body.
in this game.
In any case, he has nothing to say.
We haven't even gotten to the good one. I think that's next. That's probably where we're going to leave off. Oh. Hello?
What is going on in here?
I'd say you've got some explaining to do, young lady. Why are you screaming?
I found Mr. Ziggy's head.
Very odd how you are always finding the bodies, Miss Bow. I think we should be going back to my office and interrogating you now.
Here now, Wolf. The young lady just found a man's head. Give her a moment before you get out your thumb screws then.
Thank you, Mr. O'Reilly.
Don't thank me, lass. I'm not saying you didn't kill the man. I'm just trying to restrain Mr. Heimlich's enthusiasm for his job.
But I will get results. Let me talk to her privately.
Now I realize you're just trying to help, Wolf, but I think we can learn what we need from the lass without harming her.
She could lie, and you'd never know
Nobody
it.
mentions the ones here by the pterodactyl.
Americans are too soft on
I
your
think we
criminals.
can put two and two together, and the pterodactyl is
just
probably
walked in
Ziggy.
and
But
found
yeah,
his head, that's all.
Well, Mr. Heimlich does have his point, lass. It's a wee bit curious that you keep showing up at the murder scenes before anyone else. How do you explain that, then?
Just lucky, I guess.
Well, you do seem a wee bit small to be sawing off a man's head, I'll say that much.
it was kind of sawed off too. That was
This
a rough.
Fraulein could have had help, or
it was a
maybe
rough
she's
cut
very
around the
clever.
neck.
Or maybe you're trying to pin the murders on her, so you can find the murderer and save your job, eh?
My job is quite secure, Herr O'Reilly.
Oh, really now? A security chief who allows burglars to steal the exhibits, then overlooks several murders happening under his nose. I'd think twice about your security methods if I was running things here.
This is hardly the place to discuss my methods, Herr O'Reilly. We have a suspect to interrogate.
Correction. We have a murder scene to investigate. We can talk to the lass later when she's had a chance to calm down.
Thank you again, sir.
You're a sturdy one, I'll say that much for you. One scream and you've got your head together again, so to speak. Just don't try to leave the museum.
I can't leave. I'm locked in.
Good. We won't have to worry about you then. All right, Wolf. We've got work to do. Let's go get the crime scene tools.
Right, well. So that's now 2 murders. The Rex room. Egyptology room. How'd I screw that up? Oh, it was north from the armor room. That's right. Dang it, I should have gone north and instead I totally went the wrong way. Okay, fair enough. I see now where I screwed up. I could probably restore and get it, but yeah. I screwed up. Keep me consistent.
Don't touch. It's an intercom slave unit which can't be controlled from here. A medieval spiked cudgel, also known as a morning star. It's one of those exotic oriental weapons you've seen before, although you can never remember the name of it.
That's a hell of a mousetrap.
Wolfie,
Oh,
it's Olympia. If you can hear me, meet me in the armor room at 2 o'clock. You promised to show me your private scars, remember? See you there, Wolfcakes.
You know, we can take this cheese without being shot
pick
by
it
a
up.
machine gun.
It's a Thompson submachine gun, also known as a Tommy gun. There are many things on There are many. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of art history. This book. These are books. This bookshelf is This book. It's a length. This bookshelf. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of museum security, including such books as Criminals Among Us. These are This bookshelf is dedicated to a complete collection of the Encyclopedia of Interrogation and Torture. This bookshelf. Apparently these gardening books were left here by the previous tenant of this office.
He could be into gardening, you don't know.
This bookshelf. These are. It's the. There are many. It's the. This book. This book. This book. This. This book. This. This book. These are. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic World War I campaign medals. This book.
It says the lower left.
This bookshelf.
This is Walkthrough does.
It's this book. These are book. This bookshelf. This book. This bookshelf. This book. This bookshelf. This book. This book.
This is a where's the pixel?
It's the off. This book. These are books on a series of books on torture without leaving scars. For some reason, the spine on this book has been turned round to face the wall, hiding the title. This book is a collection of poetry by Lord Byron. Apparently Heimlich had it turned on the bookshelf so that the spine with the title faced the wall. Perhaps he was embarrassed to have a poetry book on his shelf? The poetry book falls open to a poem, She Walks in Beauty, written by Lord Byron. The page is marked by a black garter with a note pinned to it. The note attached to the garter reads, "You can have the other garter and much more if you meet me at 3 a.m. in the preservation lab." The handwriting is female.
I love how that just openly does offense. Accent.
You pick it up.
Why did we take it with us? Why is it a thing we can do? Why do I need this other garter?
Although the medals are shiny, upon close.
Proper detectiving. Steal everything. Nope. We're just gonna go in with no more thought. Oh. Not alone in here. There's the most ridiculous death in this game, I think. Like, why and how? Apparently his porcupine was stuffed, but so intensely that yeah, this poor porcupine.
It's dripping blood. Porcupine quills, which appear to have caused Dr. Carrington's demise as they passed through his body, creating multiple perforations in many of his vital organs. 2 letters written in blood on the desktop.
Well, magnifying glass.
The letters C and P are carefully written in blood on the desk, as if they were put there by the dying President Carrington.
And P, okay. So... that was C in.
The glass on the clock face appears to have been smashed during a struggle. Whether it was a struggle to wind the clock or a struggle for Carrington's life, it's hard to say for certain. The clock appears to have been broken at exactly 12:04 a.m.
That was like 11:15. Okay.
Don't touch it. Don't.
So I guess we have to examine him.
Rigor mortis has not yet begun to set in, allowing you to move the fingers freely. Rigor mortis has not yet begun to set in, allowing the head to move slightly on the neck when you poke at it.
Like that magic pixel took a while, true.
Rigor mortis. Don't touch. You presume the dripping blood belongs to Carrington, since the porcupine was stuffed.
Thanks.
Carrington drooled a bit when he died, and his hair could have used a good wash to get all the grease out of it. There's blood on the porcupine quills. From their position in his body, you infer that the blood belongs to Dr. Carrington. Judging by the buttons on the note is
Goodness, okay.
neither the fingernail Carrington. It's the dead body of Archibald Carrington III. From the position of the corpse, you suspect foul play. Upon
Alright, I think that's about all the inspecting we can do. Now it's... Yeah, now it's suddenly 12:45. The time is all over the place in this game. We've talked about it, but...
looks. Numerous hefty
Crime and punishment.
You notice that this is one of the earliest translations of Crime and Punishment into English. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
It's file, interesting.
You read a police report on the criminal career of one Watney Little, conman extraordinaire.
Okay.
The file contains an amazing list of offences, mostly fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud, and various degrees of larceny.
Yeah, true.
Glancing at the top of the page, you noticed that the investigations were conducted by Scotland Yard. You also noticed that the last entry describes Little's recent escape from Dartmoor prison. Clipped to the outside of the folder is a small handwritten note that reads simply, "Remember our deal." Apparently this file was provided in exchange for somebody's silence or service.
Silent surface. Okay. Yes, save ya. Okay, well, let's try to get out of here at least. Something looks a little different in here. Hello.
A paper cutter with a red blade.
Why would the blade be red?
The red stain on the paper cutter blade could be red ink or blood. Perhaps the last person to use it had an accident?
Okay, well... I think that's where I'm going to call it today.